What's going on, my friends? Dear friend Jack here, and today we're here to talk about 5 unique ways that you can use to research niches for print on demand and your t-shirt business. So we're going to hop right into method number 1, which is social media. When you're browsing social media and you have a mind of, your mind is actually thinking about what do people like, it's a lot easier to find niches and interests that you could actually possibly make designs for and see if they're worth going into. But before we even talk about any of that, I want to make sure that you know why are you finding niches and how are you going to find niches, which niches should you kind of be looking for. And here's the thing, when you're looking for niches that you want to make t-shirt designs on, you need to find niches that people identify with, that they actually are passionate about, not just funny things on t-shirts. Funny things can be really good though, because people have an emotional connection with something that is funny. If they really think it's funny, or if they want to show other people their humor, they will do it. So people who want an identity with something they're wearing, you want to focus on that your designs and your niches that you're in can identify with someone. That's the whole point of this. So when you're scrolling on Twitter, and my Twitter is not that filled with people's interests because I only follow like 2 people, but when you're scrolling through Twitter, when you're on TikTok, you might see people with shirts on too, or Instagram, or you might see motivational quotes that you could, possibly put on a t-shirt. You might get an idea from someone's post that you could put on a t-shirt or a niche. Like say someone is, just talking, they're telling a story and they mention a plumber who's also an uncle plumber, right? Bam, you have an identity. There's lots of plumbers out there, and there's lots of plumbers that are uncles, and people buy shirts for the people. So when people are going around getting gifts, there's going to be identities that need to be filled, and there's always people who are not being served in these niches, and social media is a great way to find out, which kind of people could you design for, and get some ideas in your head or possibilities just to rummage through. Twitter, probably not the number 1 spot, but Twitter and TikTok and Instagram, if you're going to be using those platforms for social media and you're going to be consuming content, you might as well also have in mind, niches and t-shirt ideas. You can use the explore tabs to even find things that aren't in your feed. You could also find some trending things. Trending is not the best. I would recommend more evergreen niches, things that are all year round. Example would be sports categories, not necessarily sports news. But things like that, social media in general, is the first unique way that you can use for niche research and just ways to find niches for your print-on-demand business. So another really good way to find niches, and yes, this is technically social media, but in my opinion, Pinterest is its own platform and own unique way in itself. You can use the search bar in Pinterest, and you can kind of find interest right here. Men's fashion, you can Minecraft building ideas, living room. You can find things that people are passionate about, and kitchen interior. Maybe there's interior designers. That could be a niche you could research and look into how many people are making designs and t-shirts for interior designers, right? So you go take this search or these niches over to places like Etsy, Redbubble, Amazon, and look how many shirts or print-on-demand products are being sold for those niches. And if it's low enough, then you could enter it and get a piece of the pie. So there's a lot of underserved niches. There's so many of them that haven't even been made for yet. It's just a matter of finding the people who aren't being served. Their identities that they want to get on their t-shirts aren't being served as often as some other big ones like, just generic soccer shirts or football shirts. So Pinterest is really good because you can literally just log into Pinterest and scroll and you will find ideas. You will find, look, seriously organized. So there could be someone who is, a clean freak or a neat freak or, or an organized freak, right? Whatever. Like people will identify with a lot of different things. There's, you can make self-improvement shirts. Do better. 50 things to do better other than watching a movie. Movies, okay, you're a film addict, you're a movie addict, right? There's so many different prompts and interests just built into these posts that you can just scroll and get ideas, and then you could take one idea and kind of run with it. Often it'll bring up new ideas, but once you get started on one idea, you get searching on a platform like Etsy or Redbubble, you can really get into a bunch of different micro niches, and that's where you're going to be able to actually get a piece of the pie in the micro niches, because there's a little bit of searches for them, but there's also not much competition. So as long as there's some searches and people willing to buy, you're going to be able to get a little piece of the pie, make some money. And this is another great way to do some niche research. If you want to just get ideas, search on Pinterest, maybe your keywords like dog mom, right? So obviously that's a really popular niche, but dog mom, you can scroll down here and you're going to see people advertise their shirts on here, yes, but you can also find like little sub niches oftentimes. So, you know, six must-have items you need before getting a puppy. You could be a puppy mom. So then you're in a different niche already, right? So maybe you're a puppy mom, not just any dog, a puppy. So you take that search and you bring it over to Etsy or Redbubble and you see how much results there are and how much competition there is. And that's just another way, the second unique way to do some niche research. Let's go over to the third way now. Okay, so the third way is actually just to use the marketplaces that you're selling on. For example, you could use Etsy or Redbubble or TeePublic or Amazon. I'm going to go over and I'll show you guys the Amazon method. You know, I've done it plenty of times in another video, but I'll show you really quick after this. It won't be a part of the 5 methods, but the third way is you can kind of come up here, and I do have a tool called Sales Samurai that shows me the search volume, but you don't really need the search volume because you can search for something like, you know, maybe you want to look for, let's go with puppy mom like we did before. So I can see the search volume in Canada is 33, and this one's still loading, but we're just going to click it, puppy mom. So we go to it, there's 25,000 results. So right away, with that many results, you know you need to rank for different keywords other than puppy mom, because if you're just trying to rank for puppy mom, you're going to have 25,000 other people competing with you. Right here, you can see in this person's listing for puppy mom, they're ranking pretty high. But they also have some other keywords like dog mother. So let's go check out that. Let's go check out dog mother, and right away, 62,000 results, right? So these people are ranking for high keywords. But how can you niche down in a dog niche? Well, what types of dogs are there, right? So you can just, if you can find ways to, you know, micro niche, get down in the niches, you can easily become a lot more niche down. So let's think types of dogs, you know, retriever mom. So if you're a retriever mom, only 7,000 results. And then you could kind of go down to less popular dogs and find different types of things. For example, you know, let's go bulldog mom. That's not less popular, but I don't know all the dogs. But you can see what I mean. And to actually research, this is kind of validating niches. To actually research on Etsy, what you can do is just type in, you know, t-shirts and get some ideas. You don't need to get ideas that are going to be right off the bat low competition, because anything popping up on these pages in the results that have hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands or thousands in general are going to be popular niches, but you can get ideas. So Captain Smitherman, this is a captain shirt, like kind of like a sailing shirt, right? So what kind of boats are there? What kind of, you know, maybe there's different kind of boat lovers. I don't know what types of boats, but you could look up types of boats, right? And then you could put that in here and then put in, you know, boat lover shirt, or, you know, pontoon boat. So I think pontoon's pretty popular. Pontoon boat lover. I don't even know if I spelled pontoon boat right, but 409 results. I don't even know. I think I did spell right, but 409 results. There's a lot of people who like pontoon boats. I can assure you that, right? So pontoon boat shirt. You know, 1,300 results. It's not that bad. And if you click on these, you could probably see a lot of them aren't directly a pontoon boat. So this one's directly a pontoon boat. Let's go check it out. Let's go check out the listing. So this listing, they don't have any reviews for it. And if you scroll down on Etsy, something cool is you can see how many favorites it has. So 3 people have favorited this. And it was listed on March 12th, 2021, meaning that's the last time they renewed the listing or they posted it. So if it was renewed, they likely made a sale on it, and that's a good indicator. And you can also check out the other listings in the search results that it is selling. So with 1,300 results, I would probably try to niche down even more, or rank for different words or find different keywords. But you're going to see this shirt here. It's not just ranking for pontoon boat usually. Vintage pontoon. So if you go vintage, so you can niche down by finding other listings. Vintage pontoon boat. In vintage, so only 2 results. This is kind of a weird search, but like I said, you can use Etsy to niche down. So it's kind of a free way to find niches, but not only find niches, validate them and get further into a niche or get a micro niche out of the niches that you're finding with these other unique methods. So before we go to the 4th way of unique research, I just want to show you guys This is the tool. It's a merch informer. It's a free tool. There's also a couple other different ways you could do this. But basically what this does is it shows us shirts in that sell in the US that are t-shirts that are merch by Amazon shirts. So this is how you look on Amazon for just your print-on-demand competitors kind of. So if we were to look up Puppy Mom and we press search, it's going to bring us to a page and it's going to show us, 800 results for Puppy Mom on Amazon that are merch shirts. So that's something to pay attention to. And right here, look, we got another dog breed that we could look into as a niche research. We got a Corgi Mom, Shih Tzu, Beagle, right? So you can kind of see what's selling by looking at different types of dogs in a niche, micro niching, finding different identities or things that people identify with that aren't so generic. And the more specific you get, the more chances there's going to be a lot less competition, and the more chances that you can get your design seen and sold and bought. So that's just another good thing to mention. Now let's go on to the next way of a unique way to find some more niches. All right, the next way actually isn't on the internet. The next way is to, when you're out and about, when you go grocery shopping, when you're in the real world, when you're doing anything, look at people's shirts and look what people are doing. Look what people like around you, your friends, your family, look what their hobbies are. And especially your family and people you're close to, their jobs, their interests, their passions. You can look at those things and find things that are, that you kind of know something about. You have a huge advantage in the niches that you enter a lot of the time. For example, my dad, he has a hobby that he really likes. I'm not going to give away the hobby because it's actually one of my best niches. And I made shirts for him, and then I made shirts related to that niche, and they sold because I can kind of relate and make jokes that people that don't know about the niche can't make. So when you have a little bit of insight into a niche, it's a huge advantage. You can make more sales even with a little bit higher competition because your designs are higher quality. They have some more identification with them and reasons for people to buy. So look at people around your life. It's a unique way to find niches, and it's really effective when you know more about the topics and subjects, and you can kind of derive some passion from people around you and put those into your designs. It's way more effective, and it's a really good way to get started with print on demand and to find some high quality niches. But obviously, if your mom or dad or whoever really likes, puppies, and they're a puppy mom, dog mom, that's not to say you should go directly into the dog mom niche, because if it's too competitive, you should try to find a micro niche or a niche down a little bit more into that subject. Now, the fifth and final way, it's kind of similar to the fourth way. Basically, the way to do some, niche ideas or niche exploration, niche brainstorming, whatever you want to call it, is to ask people what they're passionate about. Whether it be your friends or family, but ask them, for an idea like, what do you like? What is a sport that you have played that you enjoyed that is not very common? Ask uncommon questions so you can get uncommon answers, and do that with a direction of trying to find ideas or hobbies or passions or interests that people will identify with. Also, look at yourself. What are you passionate about? What are you interested about? And then take those ideas, write them down, and do some research. Look on Etsy, see how many search results comes back, see how many people have favorites on their listings when you scroll to the bottom of those search results, and then you can judge, is this a niche worth my time designing for? Or maybe you just want to throw some designs in there and see what happens. But the better your research is and the lower amount of search results with the actual demand still being there, people buying it, the higher the chance you're going to make some sales. So keep that in mind. And that is very important for print demand. I wish I learned that a lot sooner in my journey. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Those have been the 5 unique ways to do some niche research, find some niche ideas. I hope you guys enjoyed them. If you did, please smash the like button. And with all that being said, it's been your friend Jack. Keep striving, stay blessed. See you guys in the next freaking video. Peace.